Anyway, here we are on a right nice Powis day here. First drive, got some really nice weather for shooting. Obviously pretty still, but at least it's not raining, because I think Wales had its fair share of wet weather. See how it unfolded. I'm number 2, and I think there's number 1 walking in, and I think they're bringing it in right to left. Just picked some nice birds, but we all miss, and it's rectifying that. Why do we? And there's so many variables in footwork, gun mounting, how you look at the bird, what you're looking at, and if I'll be very honest, when I'm shooting well, I don't see the gun barrels at all. The sooner I see the gun barrels in the vision, I think my eyes attracted to the barrel, and I think I'm in that measuring game, and it drifts in and drifts out. But if you just focus on the bird, really drill it dead, especially when it gets into that area where you're going to try and shoot it, if you're then focusing it on its head, everything with gun fit, footwork, all come together, you swing through it, and all being well, you get a real nice clean kill. I'll keep saying it at the beginning of every drive, because the more you think it, the more you put it in your mind, nice and forward, first shot, second shot, or a nice side on shot. You could squeeze just off 30 degrees if there's a bird going down the side, but shooting at its tail is a big no-no, and I'm as guilty as everybody else who does it. It's something, I don't know whether you get caught into bird watching, you just watch it a bit too long, or you turn to make it a side on shot, before you know it the bird's past you and you're shooting up there. And I'm not saying you can't do it, but I think the lads who do the grouse shooting, they're shooting at different birds close together, and that's how you shoot them, because they come through the line, they're very close, so when you turn round they're what, 25, 35 yards, and that's how you shoot grouse, because that's how they. But tall pheasants like this, it's got to be a head and neck shot, and all being well, you get a good clean kill. All being well, get some real good footage. If you have any questions, put them in the comment, and I'll try and get back to everybody who has a question about anything. I suppose really I've said most of it really last year when I started loading these tungsten cartridges. I think everything's sort of covered. Whether there's scope to a smaller cartridge, I don't know whether you can get any smaller than 20 gram, because if you go to 19, 18 gram, you're down to 410 size. So I don't know whether that is the way to go. Some nice shoots at the 30-35 yard birds, maybe a nice 19 gram cartridge will be perfect, especially number 10s, because you'll have the pellets in it. And in fact, actually, I think there's a video I did at Powis last year. I think it's the one I'm stood in the middle of that field where they're doing the muck spreading, and I was using 10s then, and I had some cracking birds out to 45-50 yards with 19 gram, with 20 gram got a no pressure. That is a stonker, that. That was a fucking monster, that. That's a nice one. The cracker's coming off there. Here we are, second drive. It's sort of squashed in at both ends. This obviously they come down the river from the left, come up the river from the right, and flush in front. There tends to be quite a lot of birds in this, all different heights and capabilities, so it's a kind of drive that you just have to pick and shoot what you're happy with, because these trees, I've just range find up to the base of the road to there, and would you believe it's 50 metres to that road into the bottom. So a bird clearing that skyline, coming down, is a good bird, a good crossing bird that is. and obviously if here's one coming now, we've got it, and no, it's coming in now. Yeah, here's a nice one if it gets to me. Good shot. So anyway, focus on it, relax, and shoot what you're happy with. Enough of the fluffing and chatting, and sit back and hope we get a bit of footage. You probably miss it when you're indecisive. Don't shoot it. Here we are at Pennygent, and it's a very good drive if this works, because obviously they're coming off the back, get some really good birds. Quite difficult because when they come out and clear they have a good roll on them because they want to roll back to that wood. I think that's the release pen down there. So there's a good wind blowing left to right, so they might power into it and then start to roll. They might all being well, this should be really good. A good open peg like this, it's so easy to watch your gun to your left or your guns to your right and you're thinking, oh, that's a good bird, and then you turn around and there's one coming at you, so it's very difficult not to watch somebody else while you should be watching your own space. But it's very enjoyable when you've got a nice open field of view of everybody. Again, quite tight on because my gun to my left, I'm number 6 and the gentleman there's number 5, so I could probably reach my mate who's number 4. So that's how close on we are, so you just have to see it and shoot it. If it's good enough, that's what I'm going to do. Because if you go shallow shot and easy it is, it's too late. You've got to commit. That's something else I've just been informed actually. At the shoot talk, they said, please don't shoot any woodcock, which is fair enough, but don't shoot any pigeons, crows or magpies, because I didn't realise in Wales now you've got to apply for a licence. There's no open licence in Wales, so I've learnt something today. Do-gooders, if you call them. I'll think of another name. Have cost a lot of songbirds a hard life because they do nothing else but crows and magpies but eat other chicks. But if that's what they want, so be it. I should get some nice footage here of me hitting a few, not missing. That's curling back. Here we go. They really commit, but you did see how they came off and rolled, but that's a nice one. Oh, well shot. Well shot! I hope just when you think it could all work, it doesn't. It's that's shooting, isn't it? That's typical. I was underneath that. Might get it. Missed it. I missed it. Well, here we are, the last drive for today. I'm number 8, but this peg's turned into a walking gun. I've come right down the side of this wood, and as they start pushing it, I assume a nice breeze blowing right to left. If any crackety-cock pheasant or pheasant decides, they might just feel that wind and come down the wood. It's not a bad spot, and I must admit, when you do the back end days and you're doing right and left at them, can't shoot them, they can get some real good shooting, because all season the birds have been bleeding out, and then you can get underneath them and you have some real good birds coming back down the wood, because that's been their escape route for a good while. It's been a good old day. Anyway, it beats working, that's for sure. I've had shooting, I can't knock it, and it's been selective. it's a few shots here and a few shots there. It's not a box full on the floor. It's just picking a few off, and that, to be quite honest, I could get 3 or 4 coming over the top of this wood here, which be cracking, absolutely belting birds. That's something else, people's perspective of height. One man's 20 yard can be another man's 50. There's an oak tree there, up to there. I bet that oak tree, pheasant coming over the top of that, it's not 20 yard. But coming out, crossing, it'd be a nice 35-40 yarder. But coming over the top, it's not that tall. Another jay, can't shoot that. If you do ever get on a walking drive, try and find, when you look down the thing, a nice flat area. You don't want to be up the bank, because if you turn to shoot, you can't shoot on a bank, and you can knock yourself off balance. So keep it nice and flat, get them feet nice and planted, and I'll probably go and miss the next bird. Sometimes another thing to look at when you're walking gun, just keep an eye on the cover, because if it's very thin cover, pheasants, would you believe it, love to run. So a lot of the birds might be running forward. It's very difficult. Some people say stay in line with the beaters, because sometimes woodcock, they flick over the top. Sometimes they get tighter and they break out down the side. So what I remember last year, the birds seemed to be squatting the hedge on the top, because that's another line they might just hunker down into, especially if it's fenced off. They might not be able to get through it, so they flush from that top point there. Keep a nice track of the ground, it's not too steep.